MotoGP leaves the 75th anniversary celebrations behind in Silverstone and moves over to the Red Bull Ring. Welcome to the Styrian Mountains for round 11 of MotoGP in 2024. It's all up front level, 250 points of Martin and Bagnaia as we welcome you to the Austrian Grand Prix. Hello everybody, welcome to the Austrian Grand Prix. We head straight down national anthem.
Land der Berge, Land am Strome, Land der Äcker, Land der Dome, Land der Hämmer, Zukunft
Every single time we come here, no matter if it is Formula 1 or MotoGP, there is always an interesting lineup as the Austrian flag comes in on the Red Bull Aero decks. Welcome to round 11 of the season. Well, yesterday's sprint race was entertaining. Jorge Martin getting a long lap penalty as well, dropping it back. But it was Pecco Bagnaia dominating. Level apiece now as well. Martin on pole position again, 250 points, round 11 of 20. It all starts here. Let's hear from Jack Miller. He's down the grid. I'll pass over to TNT.
Get away with these boys at the front. I mean, Pecco and Jorge are putting down some smoking hot laps. So just try and sink our teeth in, try and get a little bit of a battle with Mark would be nice, but we'll just wait and see what happens.
Get into it.
Cheers, mate.
Down to you, Susie.
Well, after yesterday's performance, it would be absolutely fantastic to see Jack get another result, wouldn't it? Because it's been such a difficult season, physically in terms of race results, also mentally in terms of thinking he's going to lose a ride. We think he could sign for the Pramac Yamaha team next year, and maybe today will be the push.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping so. We want to see Jack on the grid next year. And yesterday, remember that big spin off the start? He had to control it with the clutch. He said to me he had some slight damage on the clutch basket, which meant he had a little bit of vibration during yesterday's race, which didn't help him. He says he's got a similar setup, tyres as well for today's race. So, yeah, he knows what he needs to do. He knows how he needs to manage. It's a long race, a tough race for them, but he's feeling confident. He's looked confident all weekend, and we'd like to see Jack. When he's in this form, we'd like to see Jack. So let's see what he can do. Obviously, he's got a big battle on his hands to be the top KTM here in Austria.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is the key then here in terms of the race? Is it to stop Pecco getting away?
Yeah, the key for Jorge Martin and Marc Marquez is to try to get in front of Pecco. I think what we're going to see is that Martin and Bagnaia are going at it. Marc trying to stay there. If after 7 or 8 laps Marquez is in striking distance, I think he's got a chance the second part of the race. But yeah, I just feel like this race plays into Pecco's hands more, and he managed to do the job yesterday. So we never know in MotoGP. The first lap is so tight, like we saw, anything can happen. But yeah, they need to get in front of Pecco as early as possible.
Yeah, and just very quickly, is there anything Pedro Acosta could do today that he didn't do yesterday?
I expected a little bit more yesterday. You know, I thought he was going to fly forward in the race. I think today, yeah, let's see. I think he's just needs to go back one step, and if he feels good, we know he's going to have a go. That is for sure.
Who would your prediction be for the race winner today?
Everyone can say Bagnaia. I think Marc Marquez is going to be there for the first 10 laps and surprise us all today.
Oh, OK. Well, let's see what happens then. But find out first what's going on with the tyres. I know Michael has been scurrying around to find out who's on what. And any surprises, Michael? Any split strategies?
Absolutely none so far, Susie. It's a weird position where the entire grid have opted for the medium front and the medium rear. This weekend, the medium front is the hard option from 2023. The harder front caught a few riders out. Enea Bastianini didn't like it. Pedro Acosta crashed with it. It could be the option as the temperatures come up today, but no one taking that gamble. The rear side's the one that decides the race outcome, I believe. Managing the consumption of fuel means less wheel spin. We saw in the early laps, Pecco Bagnaia had maximum horsepower through the rear tyre. You can't do that over 28 laps today. So managing your tyre consumption, these 300 horsepower bikes are still spinning the rear when they cross the finish line here. So managing that. And I look at the KTM riders, they're the only ones on the grid who opted for the medium option rear tyre yesterday. They've got 14 laps worth of data in how that will perform. Brad Binder looked like he was coming strong. Jack Miller had a good race, but my eyes are on Enea Bastianini, the best man at saving tyres out there. Although it's hard to look past Pecco Bagnaia. So tyres, unanimous out there, will play a little part in terms of front tyre pressure, but not the deciding factor today.
Thank you very much for that, Michael. That's great. You're looking at the test rider, Paul Espargaro, getting a wild card here. He's on the lab bike, Jack and Brad's bike, but with some extra bits and pieces, some secret bits and pieces that we don't know what they are. But what that bike is doing, Jack says, it seems to be getting out of the corners much, much better. And the one problem they've had is traction. So a step forward then for KTM. And great to have their test rider, Paul, here. Here is Enea Bastianini, who we heard from earlier in the show. What can he do then today? Is it all about him in the first 3 laps getting up with that leading pack? Because we know once he gets up there, he can stay there, and that late race pace he has is always absolutely fantastic. As we come through to the second row of the grid now, Il Capitano here, Aleix Espargaro, phenomenal yesterday, absolutely incredible to get that podium in the sprint race. This is not a track for the Aprilias. Traditionally, they've never finished higher than 6, so if he gets in the top 6 today, he will have done absolutely brilliantly. I wonder if we can just slide through now onto the front row of the grid as we see your championship leader, the back off here, Francesco Bagnaia, going from second, the sprint winner yesterday. Of course, he's leading the championship on countback, and what a plan he has, and that's what it's all about today. What's his plan? Jorge Martin going from pole position after yesterday's sprint. What can he do? Because he knows that Pecco Bagnaia wants to go out and lead every single lap. So you've got Jorge, you've got Pecco, and you've got this man, Marc Marquez. He's a fly in the ointment. He knows what he did wrong yesterday, and he's not going to do it again today. He's got nothing to lose, Marc Marquez. He might as well go out there and throw absolutely everything at it. Your Austrian Grand Prix then. The scene is set. It's all yours.
Thank you, Susie. Are you ready? Level on points. Here it is, the Austrian Grand Prix. All tied up then after 11 rounds. Welcome to MotoGP's Austrian Grand Prix. Martin and Bagnaia, 250 points as we go into the second half of the season. Anything is game. Here's your grid then. Martin on pole with Bagnaia second. Marc Marquez starting third, looking to have a better run in the sprint race yesterday. Then it's Aleix Espargaro, Jack Miller and Maverick Vinales. Enea Bastianini, Franco Morbidelli and Marco Bezzecchi. Paul Espargaro, Alex Marquez and Brad Binder. Then it's Miguel Oliveira, Pietro Acosta and Fabio Quartararo. Augusto Fernandez, Jan Zarco, Luca Marini. Juan Mir, Ralph Fernandez and Alex Rins. Takiki Nakagami, Stefan Bradl, Lorenzo Salvadori completes the grid. Fabio Di Giannantonio not racing after dislocating his left shoulder. He'll be back with us in Mazzano. And track temperature, that's it, 33 degrees, air temperature 26, partially cloudy, few rain clouds around, that could give us a flag to flag. ahead of 28 laps, won the warm-up lap after 2 o'clock, and Megan Birch alongside me in the commentary box. All's fair in love and war in MotoGP. 250. Bagnaya's won here the last 2 races. It's anybody's game, really, isn't it?
It is, though I think Martin might win, but something tells me Bagnaia will get a really good start into turn 1.
It's going to be that type of day, isn't it? Just to see who's going to launch up from somewhere on the grid and who's going to have it. Everyone on medium front, medium tyres. No one going for a soft alternative. It's a level playing field. So really all this race is going to be about is just get to the end.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are just going to be like, okay, whoever wins this race wins the championship. It'd be hilarious for if they, well, not win the championship, but get ahead.
Lead, yeah. If one of them crash and one of them wins,
if
both of them do, then we go into Misano with it. And
imagine taking each other out.
Yeah, oh, don't. Marc Marquez will be on course for a win. But this is the home of KTM. 150,000 across the weekend. 150,000, 187 people.
Pin my hopes on Miller.
Yeah, Miller starts 5th. Paul Espargaro starts 10th. Brad Binder starts in 11th position as well. It's all sort of closing up between them all. I don't know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it worries me just who's going to be where, but Marc Marquez still looking for his first win on a Ducati bike.
Well, let's hope that he manages to make it a win.
Marc Marquez hasn't won since Misano 2021 across any category. Winless in 22 and 23, yeah. Same time as Lewis Hamilton, if you think about it as well.
Due for a win.
Eyes to the lights. Red flag is there. Order, starters orders then. Stand well back and turn your colours up because MotoGP always delivers a great race. Lights on. Action in Austria. Great start from the middle from Pecco Bagnaia, but look at that from Jack Miller. Much better start than yesterday as they come in. Oh, and that's wide for Franco Morbidelli. And is that Alex Marquez forced in wide? No, is that Mark? How bad of a start did Mark get? He's down to 14th position. Marc Marquez gets a terrible start. He just didn't move and then forces off Franco Morbidelli in turn 1. Martin leads the race then with Bagnaia in 2nd. Bastianini is back up to 3rd. And Brad Binder, a storming start, up into 5th position as he passes Aleix as they come over down to Sochi's Gold.
Oliveira just has gone really far down the order there. He's just gone down into 18th position. I think that's from 13th.
Yeah, poles now under attack from Alex Marquez. They come through Sochi's Gold. Look at Marc Marquez from 3rd on the grid to 13th. A terrible start from him. We were just praising him before the lights went out. Now I wish we didn't bother. He's on the back of Pedro Acosta coming through Pirelli into the Vaught's curve.
I don't know why, but this commentary box has got a weirdly orange hue right now.
It does, doesn't it? It's all the orange diaries on the ball. The sun.
That's good news for KTM, though.
It is good news for KTM as well. Maybe some of the smoke that itself on the formation laps coming through our way. Alex Marquez passing Paul Espargaro, Nakagami getting ahead of Zarco. The battle at the front, though, is between the two championship protagonists, Martin and Bagnaia, level on points as they come into this one. Lap 1 complete then, and it's Martin leading Bagnaia. Bagnaia launches up the inside line and takes the lead of the race. And Martin can do nothing about it. He tries to get the cut through down to 2A and 2B, but Bagnaia leads. It's going to be to and fro the entire race.
It will be. Further down the order, we see Marc Marquez overtake Quartararo and Alex Marquez overtake Paul Espargaro. So both Marquezes are slowly making their way up the grid. Morbidelli's just passed Mir for 16th.
Changing again. That's everything now beginning to settle down in this race. That's what we were hoping for. Martin by half a second to Bastianini as they run down. Here's the race start then, Megan. Watch. It's between Morbidelli and Marquez under investigation. Was Marquez looking at the lights? What was wrong with him? Lights on.
He keeps hitting his chain, by the way.
It comes up at the start, doesn't it? It gets shot by Miller. But Marquez just falls back. Oh, Morbidelli hits Marc Marquez. It unstables Marc Marquez, and that's why he runs Morbidelli wide. So Morbidelli just runs completely into the side of him. Wasn't the greatest of starts of Marc anyway. He was very distracted.
I think it was very crowded around their area too, so
Yeah.
Mark had nowhere to go after that.
He couldn't turn, couldn't brake. Martin on the inside of turn 9, and Bagnaia cuts back through to turn 10. They both touch the green though. That's going to be a warning from the stewards. You're not allowed to do that. 9 times out of 10 you get the penalty come through. So Bagnaia keeps the lead. Martin tried it. So they're saying the fastest lap times 1:29.989.
Morbidelli passes Augusto Fernandez for 15th position. Yeah, Morbidelli got way worse. I know, I'm just a floating head right now.
Yeah. We have a secondary camera set up, but that cuts off my head. That's in case there's a red flag at any point.
Basically, one of us has to be either headless or floating head.
Yes, effectively.
And it's better just to be either floating head.
To show you what that camera looks like, it's down here. Hello. See, that's a secondary camera, but it cuts my head off. So we have 2 camera operations in the comms box of MotoGP now, because this one doesn't stand up a lot. Down to Socha's goal then in turn 4, the braking zone. Bagnaia has that inside line covered. Martin can do nothing about it. No sign of any warnings from the stewards for track limits though for Martin and Bagnaia.
Which is very surprising, to be honest. I thought at least one of them by now would have got at least a track limit.
Binder passing Miller for 4th. So the 2 KTMs changing places. And where's Pole? Still in 10th position, so Pole's going to come back through. Miller...
being sandwiched by Marquez's.
Yeah, Miller's back ahead of Binder, so they swapped and then swapped back again. I'd like to see that in good camera angle, please. Marc Marquez still in 11th position behind Pole. Lap across again. Let's see what we get this time around on the control decks. Yeah, they're okay on the timings, aren't they? They're not exactly 100% perfection as we were expecting. Over the line and far away, Bezzecchi. 1:29.869, fast up of the race so far for Marco.
Yeah, and it looks like he's about to start making the move on Vinales. And he manages to make that move and goes into 7th position.
On board, yeah, and Marc Marquez making through Pol Espargaro at 2A as well. Pol's going to try and cut back at 2B. Nothing there, up the hill towards Remus.
Do you know what I've noticed today?
Oh, big snap from the rear of Binder's bike. It stepped up massively under braking uphill.
A lot of people are being sandwiched by teams.
Yeah, it very just seemed like today. It's not like yesterday in the sprint race where it was a pretty much more open field. Today it's like get your elbows out and see what you can do. Ralph Fernandez passing Morbidelli.
There's at least 2 to 3 people who are in a sandwich right now.
It's making sense, doesn't it? What a fantastic time this is turning out to be in this one.
Morbidelli makes his way up into 13th position now, having passed Ralph Fernandez.
Just so if I do that, then maybe I can stand up in the comments.
Then it works, but...
Yeah. Let's try it for a lap and see if that does work a little bit for you.
I'm already not a fan.
Bagnaia leading the way at the moment. Martin still in 2nd position, but they're closing in again as they come over the start line once more. Starting lap 5 of the 28. Bagnaia's a 1:29.712 as well, so they're having a little bit of adjustment between them as they exit down to 2B. Looks like, I think Bagnaia's just going to try and hold this advantage throughout the majority of the race. He doesn't want to have Martin ahead of him and then the tyres go late on.
He will try that, yeah. So... a little bit of a battle there going on between Oliveira and Augusto Fernandez. They keep swapping between each other.
Yeah, they're changing over again. It's this field just starting to smooth out. No one's going to go for an alternative motive. They're just getting it together. So I was expecting a crash bang wallop. We're not having the crash bang wallop we were having. We're having a nice smooth run around. It is a shame, yeah. The 2 KTMs are having a good run there together. Miller and Binder, 4th and 5th. Bastianini, just like at Silverstone, running in 3rd position. Remember him late on in the game, saved his tyres, got through on Bagnaia, got through on Martin, and won the race. In fact, it was Bagnaia who dropped further back in that race as well. He had a terrible start, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Once again, then, just holding it together. So who's setting faster in Sector 3s? Bastianini is faster than the top 2. Aleix is quick. Bezzecchi. Yeah, they're all starting to improve out there.
The Marquez's, Oliveira, Augusto Fernandez, and I think we have a dropper or someone going right. Yeah, we have a dropper, Marini.
Marini's gone down. He has stopped in the middle of Sector 4. No
or
sign.
entered the pits.
Yeah, could have entered the pit lane. We've got no sign of a yellow flag, have we, on the monitor?
The pit lane is about that.
It's about the entry into the last corner, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he might have just entered the pits.
Yeah,
Yep.
bang on, Megan. Yeah, Marini is into the pit lane and is out of the race. As we see Marc Marquez making a move on the inside line, getting ahead of his brother Alex as well. Nicely done. Slipstreamed off the inside. And
Oh,
hang on a
Bezzecchi.
minute. That's Bezzecchi going on the inside of Aleix Espargaro at Remus and makes that move stick as well. But now we're seeing everyone starting to go. Interesting. Look, the only one, Marc Marquez, by the way, the only one to start on an old, used medium front. Now,
how's that working out for
Well,
him?
it says 27 laps old. That can't be correct. That's got to be wrong. There's
Yeah,
no,
that has to
there's
be
no
wrong.
way that Marc Marquez's front end tyre is 27 laps old. They're not that stupid to leave that tyre on. He would have no grip.
Wait, 27 laps old. I'm sorry, though, if he had that on the entire sprint yesterday
That's
and
the
to the
entire
qualifier.
Yeah, that can't be right. Miller holding off from Brad Binder in this battle as well, as we're watching the two KTMs where we've got an eye open on the leaders, and here comes Brad up the inside down at turn 9. Late on the brakes, Miller just defending, and he nearly takes his teammate out as well. So Red Bull KTM factory team playing normal. Marco Bezzecchi is just holding back behind as we accelerate across the control line then. Up to turn 1 at Niki Lauda curve. Binder throws it. Martin was faster, look at that. A 1:29.621.
Jeez.
Gap is a tenth of a second.
I might be right then.
You might be. I really love it. Of course, they're both on the GP24 bike. We know the GP24 bike has the best runaround on this track. So even Bastianini, who's on the factory bike, should be going well here. And he is inside 4/10 of a second. Vinales goes in too deep to get ahead of Aleix. And Mark's going to say, thank you very much. I'll slip through on the inside line and take your thumbs up for that one as well. It just changes over, doesn't it, again? Oh, there we go. Miller's still back on the inside of Binder. Down at turn 4.
Further down the field, Rins has just been passed by Nakagami for 19th position. Nakagami's always near the back, which...
That's a Honda.
It's a Honda, so I can't be too surprised.
I'm surprised that they still haven't got it fixed, that Honda, as well. They're having numerous problems with it, time and time again.
I always have problems with Honda. For those who can't tell, I had a little bit of a grudge against Honda because of what happened with Fernando Alonso.
Oh, there goes Bezzecchi on the inside, getting ahead of Jack Miller. And Miller back up the inside. Binder has moved up into 4th position, by the way, so they've changed up a little bit as they come over the line. Look at Marco Bezzecchi. He's got such a great run on the inside in towards turn number 1. Uphill, remember. Miller can't hold him around the outside forever. Oh, Bezzecchi is looking fantastic at the moment. But here comes Miller. Oh, he touched the green. Miller touched the green.
That'll be first track limits then.
Marini entered the pits and retired. That's confirmed as we ride on board with Marc Marquez. Looking now. Oh, hang on a minute. Here we are. We're looking behind now. So Marquez is on the. Well, that was confusing. Thank you very much, Dorna, for those camera angles.
Passes Aleix.
Yep. So Marc up into 7th position.
Track limits. Quartararo.
Knew that was coming, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
First of the day.
more changes, more action. Into the braking zone at turn 4 at Soch the Scald.
How are we only 21 laps to go? How has it only been...
Lap 8.
How?
In 13 minutes, we've done 8 laps, averaging at a 1:29 per distance. It's pretty much normal. They've been running along today. If you wanted to watch all the action, by the way, from Moto 3, Moto 2 and Moto E, that's on JBMotorsports 2 on their YouTube channel. We'll upload them later on today to the main JBMotorsports channel as well.
Which one are you on?
We're on that camera at the moment. We swap every now and then. Just trying
the other one.
Just trying out a new feature. 129.519 for Bagnaia. On board then. And that's Miller just ahead. So this is going to be Marc Marquez attacking back through. We're now back on the top camera.
The one I prefer.
Yeah, but it cuts your head off.
I don't care.
I care. The amount of headless jokes we get. SHT says that's definitely Mark's worst race of the season. Red Bull KTM crews are just clenching their teeth. They don't want more crashes on their riders. Marini has been finishing so far about this season, but it's his first retirement in a Grand Prix this season. Yeah, sprints have been a few retirements, but that's the first time Marini's been out of a Grand Prix all year long. So
And guess who he's with?
Oliveira past Quartararo.
Yeah, look, Oliveira's just making his way slowly up, and
Track limits warning.
track limits
Yeah.
warning for him.
That
I think we know how he's doing it.
That didn't work out well for him, did it?
Yeah. It's like, I'm moving slowly up the field. You get track limits. Damn it.
Yeah. So you move, but you lose time. Miller just ahead. Marquez closing in. It says 0.097 on our timing control tower. Now it's going to be the move. I thought he was going to throw it on the inside of turn 9 there. I really thought Mark had an opportunity. He is looking a bit more Marquez, isn't he? Although he's pushing. He should be on the 24 bike. That I agree on. Because the 23 bike, it's just not working for him. It's too out of it.
It is. And though I must admit, he has made his way up the field quite a lot.
Yeah, from where he dropped down to 14th at the start. When he done that, yeah.
In so little time as well.
That big black cloud is what I'm looking at with 19 laps to go. That's blowing in just over the circuit.
55. And wind's increasing.
Oh, Mark's round the outside and got it all wrong. He tried to have a go on Miller for 6th. It did not work out. Now we've got a Leish coming back through. And Alex trying to get through on Maverick Vinales.
Why is it so sprint?
Tal says, is there some sabotage in the Grassini garage? No, just Mark just didn't have a great getaway. Mark was very distracted at the start. And it just didn't work out for him. There was something that didn't kick in.
It's Mark in a sleep thing.
Yeah.
Acosta just went down a couple of places.
This is Mark's mistake at 2A. Oh, his elbow got touched on the rear tyre of Jack Miller.
First the shoulder, now the elbow.
Yeah, Marc Marquez just got his right elbow hit on the tyre of Jack Miller.
Is that the same?
Yeah, same shoulder, yeah, same shoulder.
Okay, so first the shoulder, now the elbow. What are you going to do next? Wrist?
SHG says Acosta is having a rough weekend as well. That is very much true. 3 crashes on Friday, and now he's 15th now with a big rain cloud approaching the circuit.
Not good luck for him, it seems.
No, we really are in trouble now. If that rain comes in, we'll go to a flag to flag. Do you remember Styria? The same race here a couple of years ago when the rain came with 2 laps to go and everybody dived in and it was like, who was it? Was it Brad Binder who stayed out slicks? Miller's out! Miller's out! Wait, now that must be the first. There he is. He's off at 2A and 2B.
Oh, we can easily get back in.
The bike shouldn't have stalled, so Miller's okay, but he should be able to get back in the race. Oh, hang on, he's gone down again. Picks the bike up.
He's just struggling picking it up.
He's back, yeah. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, he's dropped it at 2A. Mark's following in behind. Yeah, the front just dips away on the right side. He gets it back up, though. He just skids across the gravel, so Mark will be able to... Miller will be able to get back into this one. It's got very dark over here at the moment at the Red Bull Ring. That rain cloud is over the circuit. Miller has officially rejoined this race, but rain is coming here in Spielberg. The juxtaposition, this race is in a valley. You can have sunshine at one part of the track, big rain clouds at the other. You don't need to be a Von Trapp to know that the hills can shift the rain here. Do you know when they filmed that as well, it was raining?
You wouldn't think it.
Yeah, Julie Andrews said it. Over the hill. 17 laps to go. It's lap 12 of 28. It's going slow this race, isn't it?
It really, really is. It always goes... I've noticed races always go slow when I have a stomachache. It's like torture.
Or we're tired.
Yeah. Both.
Yeah,
all of the above.
Don't forget, NASCAR's coming up later on JBMotorsports from Michigan. We've got a camera trackside as well. Phil is trackside for us, so he'll be providing some images and footage from trackside. So that's going to be a new experience for everyone. We're going to put Phil's camera on. He'll go around talking and doing what he likes, and we'll do the commentary. So you'll see everything back at home. Enjoy. It's going to be fun. I need your laptop, by the way, don't forget. 7:30. So about 7:15. Until about 1:30 a.m. That's the cut-off.
I'll be reading.
Yeah. It's going to be a long night. Long battle in the championship right now, though. Just checking it was Neil Holton in the commentary. So Marc Marquez on the back of Marco Bezzecchi for 5th place. Marc has done well to get himself back up. It's flash of an old Marc here, isn't it? Of how good he can close back up to the field and regenerate his energy. And bad start, but maybe he did deliberately just show us all, look, I can race and I'm a good racer, thank you very much. I don't know what you're on about.
Look at me, I can race.
Yeah.
Please don't hurt your shoulder again.
It's going to be one of those. Tao says reason why Jack doesn't have a contract. Rumour is he's off to, well, hang on, maybe change to the other camera to read these out. Rumour is Jack Miller is off to the Pramac team when it becomes Yamaha alongside Miguel Oliveira. We're waiting for a contract there. SHG says that's another Red Bull KTM crash. It is, and you cursed it. You said it earlier on that they wanted them not to have a clean race. This is the flashback of Marc back in Codes 2022. He also has a really bad start in that race. He did have a really bad start in that race as well. Megan, it's getting a good race, isn't it?
It is getting a good race so far, and I'm kind of struggling.
Cattle prod.
No.
Yeah, well.
It is getting a good race. It's like a crash that actually takes into the gravel. But
Well, it's just closing in this one.
I'm looking at you, Acosta.
It's not too late to see what's going to happen next. As Marc closing in behind Bezzecchi. I'm just having a look and seeing what anyone's saying. Simon's just tweeted saying the gap between Martin and Bagnaia is yo-yoing, but not sure if it's because Bagnaia is fast or because Martin is letting his tyres get some cool air.
Could be.
And Simon Patterson, who was in the media centre at the Red Bull Ring, he says just having a look out the window, and there's a storm coming up, and he better get inside quick. On a Star Wars gif. So, Simon, I like what you're thinking here, mate. It's going to start raining. Wow. We're halfway there. Lap 14 to 28. And the Austrian Grand Prix is certainly delivering us a little bit of tension. We could be in for an ending. We're under the rain. And it's just a massive rain cloud. And that's coming into the circuit as well. What's the chance now?
And it's got trees above it.
Humidity percent has dropped to 48, by the way. We started at 68. So the humidity's dropped. You always say about the humidity dropping is a bad sign.
I can't remember whether it's humidity or rising or dropping. I can't remember which.
Fabio Quartararo has been given a long lap penalty.
Why do you keep...
I assume... Yeah, track limits. Well, there he goes then. And, oh, hello, that's Marco Bezzecchi going wide. Marc Marquez saying, OK, I'll set it up the inside at turn 6 at Pirelli. Nothing through there. Through the Wurz curve. He's closing. Backs out of it. Closes back into the exit. Over the hill, down towards turn 9. And Nicky Lauda curve is in inside manoeuvre. There is literally, I can see the rain clouds coming in. It's a juxtaposition. We've got sunshine on one half of the track, rain on the other. But we're in a valley. This is how quickly it rolls off the mountain. Look at that. Big black clouds strewn across the start-finish straight here as well, as I knock Megan's headphones.
Is that for rain? Hail!
Anyway, over the line we go. Into turn 2A and 2B. Yellow flag set to 4. Someone's down.
Is it a cast?
Oh, it's gone green. Do you reckon someone let on the button?
Why do they tease us like that?
I'm sorry?
Why do they tease us like that?
Well, the yellow flag graphic came up and then it disappeared. I reckon someone let on the button, personally.
Probably.
Unless there's lightning in the area and that plays up with the systems. If we lose TV pictures, not our fault.
Oh, it could be. It could have been Quartararo taking his long lap penalty.
Ah, yeah.
And
It's
Salvadori track limits.
So it's like it's registered it.
Yeah, it's just like it assumed.
But it was really the long lap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Quartararo took it. Look at that. That is menacing now as Marc Marquez hunts down the back of Marco Bezzecchi.
Happy. Menacing. Happy.
Yeah, it's like sunshine. It's literally like, it's not that cloud. A cartoon cloud just with rain hanging over you. Or that character in Mario Kart that flies around on the clouds and rains. You know, with the lightning one.
Yeah.
It's that, whatever that thing's called.
Or like in Doctor Who.
The Jejune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the line then. This is Augusto Fernandez is just overtook Quartararo because Quartararo took his long lap penalty.
When they were using the H2O scoop. I know.
Stop showing off because you've watched it recently.
I haven't actually.
I did.
I really should. I love watching season 3.
Megan is showing off as it comes through. Look at that. Okay, forget what we were worried about. That is a full-on black cloud. That is so black, that cloud, that if you had it on as a chalkboard in school, you could be able to write on it and be able to see perfectly. That is... It's as dark as my phone screen is locked, as Zala comes on. It's as dark as my phone screen is locked. I knew that would happen because it's got a raise to wake feature.
I turned mine off.
I turned mine on because otherwise, you know...
That cloud reminds me of the Death Eaters in the 6th Harry Potter.
Fine, I'll change what I said then. The clouds look as black as the Harry Potter opening crawls to the last 4 movies.
They were very, very dark.
That worked better for everyone?
I personally love it.
Can I just point out that no one has made an overtaking move for actual position in 5 laps?
Alright, I've got another one. For anyone who's ever watched House of the Dragon...
No further action taken after revealing incident between Morbidelli and Marc Marquez. Sure, I mean, Morbidelli was just a complete and utter idiot, but yeah, sure thing, Freddie. Well done, Freddie. Freddie Spencer's an absolute moron half the time. As soon as he retires at the end of the year and Simon Quayford takes over, that's when this series will stop being a joke in stewarding. That rain, by the way, is starting to come in. It's covered the track. We might have some rain soon, as finally Marc Marquez sees sense, goes up the inside at 2A, but makes it stick into 2B, ahead of Marco Bezzecchi. He nudged him a little bit.
For anyone who's ever watched House of the Dragon, it looks as dark as Season 1, Episode 7 was filmed. There was no lighting to that episode whatsoever! Also the last season of Game of Thrones.
That was very well done from Marc Marquez to send it up the inside. It looked like Bezzecchi just sort of twitched out the way. Wasn't too much of a forceful manoeuvre.
I watched that episode with my brightness full up and I still looked like it was night time. It was the middle of the day!
Yeah, loud mic.
I know, but it still annoys me.
If you've been deafened by Megan and her rants, drop a comment in the YouTube chat. Or
We don't want that many comments.
1984 people watching as well. And yeah, that
yeah, and I bet at least one of them agrees with me about that episode.
Just turning Megan down. It was slightly on the bus, Spencer. 11 laps to go. Literally, look, it's sunshine across the start-finish straight. You rise up to turn 1 and you just get greeted with just darkness. It's almost needing fog lights. It's ridiculous how dark it's got here at the Red Bull Ring. Marquez now chasing after Binder. They're still going to be closing in again. They just... Hang on, this is good. Look at Maverick Vinales. He's going to pull to the outside line of his teammate, Alicia Spargo. Nothing down to 2B. Kieran said... Hello, Kieran. My freaking ears. Todd Flanders. Hello, Kieran. Yeah, see? My freaking ears. Ow, my freaking ears. Yeah. First, the checklist violations was from Colorado. Thank you, Simon. As they come into it, we'll put Megan on mute for a while, sorry.
That mean I can nap?
No, I'm joking. Look through here as well. Marc Marquez closing in. Oh my goodness me! Lunging up the inside of Brad Binder. It almost looked like he was standing still coming out of Sochler's Gold. Marquez tunes up the inside of him and makes the perfect move up into 4th position. That was tremendous, but Binder looked like he was going so slow.
Probably was.
He looked like he was standing still. Like, that was absolutely standing still. That was not even a half manoeuvre. That was Binder standing still. And look at Marc Marquez. He's already having to go defensive because Binder's on the fight back. Unbelievable. This is fantastic.
The dark clouds are getting more and more over the circuit.
Mark says she talks some twaddle, doesn't she? She does. You.
What? It's true.
It's true. Random conversation to keep the racing going, I suppose. No,
I like having random conversations.
We all love you having random conversation. But look, 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 now we've got sunshine. So that rain cloud is sort of just hovering over the circuit. Oh, hello. What was that? Franco Morbidelli taking a completely different line through 2A and 2B. Just went way wide and sort of had to stand it up. It did not work out the way we were expecting it to. Downhill then to out. That's Aleix getting back ahead of Maverick Vinales. Vinales tried an inside maneuver into turn. Up at turn 3, didn't work out. Down to turn 4. Do you know, I'm optimistic. I think we'll see this race out in the dry.
I hope so.
We said that though in 2021 at Styria, and it threw it down.
I really hope so because I have a bad stomach.
Well, they won't red flag the race, will they? We've gone past that now. 2/3 of the race have been completed, so the race doesn't have to be resumed. If we have to red flag, the race will be concluded.
Let me see how long this race will be in total.
Well, it's a 1 minute 30 that time. And there goes Vinales on the inside line of Aleix Espargaro. Aleix twitches coming into Jochen Rindt, turn 9. And Vinales on the inside goes through. Aleix Espargaro tries to come back alongside his teammate. Didn't work out. Now Franco Morbidelli fancies a way through on the run-up back to turn 1. Yeah, so about 10 minutes left of the race. And 9 laps, yeah, it's around about the same distance to come into it. Into the braking zone, and Vinales finally does get ahead of Aleix Espargaro. That makes sense. That is Miguel Oliveira with a track limits warning, and Raul Fernandez just behind him, his teammates are the two track houses, 12th and 13th. Raul's already been confirmed in track house alongside Ayagua, I believe, next year. And of course, we're also going to have Miguel Oliveira expected to be announced in Prima Pramac, which will become Pramac Yamaha next year, alongside Jack Miller. That's the order we're expecting to go through. I must have pointed out, by the way, Megan wasn't supposed to be here this weekend.
Yeah.
And you've ended up slightly ill, so that's yeah. This is because you've got the same thing as me and you didn't eat any proper food yesterday because it was a party.
I hate food.
Not proper food.
I had cereal.
Yeah, but you didn't have a proper dinner and tea, lunch and dinner.
No.
Anyway, back to the action. 8 to go. About to become 7 to... No, 8 to go. Bagnaia has pulled out 1.7 seconds, so he'll retake the championship lead that we thought was lost earlier on. What's going on with the graphics today? Did you notice that flashed up from Bagnaia?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. It was like they were foretelling his win.
Yeah. It was like, oh yeah, he wins the race.
They're calling him already.
Into turn 1 we go. Vinales takes a normal tight... That's a tight entry line. Again, Aleix can't follow him. Vinales gets such a perfect exit. Sunshine has now come out, by the way. So we've got away with the rain. That's brilliant news. We didn't want that. Slowly drifting though towards turn 4, hasn't it? So it's gone away. Hopefully just going over. It's just flying over the circuit.
And it won't do anything.
Yeah. Martin, I hope, has saved his tyres for the end of this race. Otherwise, it's going to be a very dull ending. Because I expected this to be like a wheel-to-wheel all race. And
no.
Why is it like the sprints are more exciting than the Grand Prix at the moment?
That's because they don't know what to expect in racing conditions in the sprints.
Yeah.
But they do now in the races, which kind of ruins it for the races.
Oh, here we go. This was Marc Marquez at the line.
He's still having that front problem.
I don't think he could get his ride height device activated, you know.
He's always having trouble with that.
Let's have a look at the start. The lights came on. We're highlighting him. Lights on. I don't think Marc Marquez had his ride height device, you know. The way he was fiddling around with the front end of the bike and he was checking the bike to see if it was going up and down or not. He kept trying to move it forward and put it on the brakes. I don't think Marc had the ride height device activated. That explains his poor start because Ducati, of course, great with the ride height. With the rear, it sort of goes down into the start procedure and then as soon as you release the brake and go, drop the pull the throttle back and all that a lot, it slaps back up. That's why you always see the jolt. There was no jolt for Marc. I think the ride height device didn't work.
That'll be the second time this year he's had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Third time, actually.
Qatar. At the start of the season, he started in the pillar, didn't he?
Yeah.
It didn't work. And then did we have an aborted start? Why did we have an aborted start?
I don't remember.
I remember
I
either.
think stalling on the grid. for
Yeah.
Another.
Someone else stalled on the grid, and that was the first aborted start I could ever remember in
I
MotoGP.
think it was Binder.
Yeah, Binder stalled. That was it. Binder stalled on the grid. He had stuff for Binder. Mark got a second chance at the start because he went out on bike 2.
Because he couldn't get it
Yeah.
started.
So it's the old bike. The GP23 bike just doesn't work on these layouts. Look at that though from Pecco Bagnaia. Knee down and elbow down coming out turn 9. Same for Jorge Martin
Very
just
tight.
behind him. Yeah.
How tight are the chains meant to be, by the way?
Super tight. There's a little bit of flexibility, but you can see now.
Are they flexible enough that if one
About
of
the same
the
as mine,
riders, if one of the riders accidentally hits it, are they meant to move?
Yes, so that it doesn't snap, because if the chain... they're
How
meant to have-
much?
They're meant to have a little bit of wobble between them, because if the chain snaps in contact, it could whip.
Because I noticed Marquez accidentally hit his chain
Yeah.
and it like moved a lot.
They're designed to be flexible. They can come off, of course. The chains on the bikes can come off.
I was a bit worried that it might be
Yeah.
a bit loose.
Still don't know how we've got it's like a fan belt on a car, I suppose, but the chain is there. So yeah. It's ironic actually that Formula One's intro on the BBC for so many years was the chain. Never break the chain all that long from Fleetwood Mac. It would be better as a motorcycle.
It would.
But yeah, that's how it works.
I never understood kind of why they did that. I mean, it's a good song, but still.
MotoGP wasn't covered by the BBC in those days. Well, it was and it wasn't. Formula One was sort of like, and then Fleetwood Mac came in with a great intro song. Bagnaia now 2 seconds ahead here with 6 to go in the Austrian Grand Prix. It's turning into a day of Bagnaia. Another double for Ducati as well. Last time out in Silverstone, got the sprint with and the feature with Bastianini. Now here it looks like it's going to be Bagnaia in both the sprint and the feature, so it changes again. It won't be consistent. It won't stay consistent as well. Those rain clouds are still looming at the top of the circuit.
Maybe Bagnaia will spin it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he does that.
We'll have a weather graphic up later, by the way, as well for NASCAR, if you're going to be joining us for that. The Michigan Motor Speedway race, as we get ready for the playoffs, of course.
Martin
Oh! Jorge, okay, that's set. That's Jorge Martin then, with track limits warnings. Don't want to be making mistakes there. Come on, Jorge, just be careful. Be careful.
He's not going to be careful.
No, he's going to push it all he can, isn't he? And then
He's going to be like, I still have another chance.
and that's it. There's Davide Tardozzi watching on. Gigi Dell'Ino's always sat at the back in one of the chairs.
Hiding.
I was looking at you there. Yes, you do it. Gigi to Megan. Megan Dell'Ino or something. Yeah, I've got a feeling that this is the end of the race, you know.
Probably.
It's disappointing.
A little. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't whipping.
It's the fact that they all put it on as well with medium front and medium rear tyres.
No variety.
Marc Marquez, though, regaining to 4th place, I think is absolutely fantastic. What's the gap? He's 6 seconds to an air Bastianini. Mark's comeback was great.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And yesterday,
Yeah.
with the sprint, they used different tyres, a lot of them.
Soft front, medium rear.
So it was different compounds they were fighting against.
Today.
And now they're all just identical.
And so many people on old bikes from last year, not the new bikes. It doesn't work out the way you want it to. It doesn't even think the same way it wants to. So it's that annoying changeover between the two. And just again, you don't know where we're going to go. We're on second camera.
I know.
Yeah. Never know where we're going to go next. However, might have a saving grace as Bagnaia is slowing. Martin is ever so slightly closing him on this lap.
Well, I did say Martin would win, so I hope.
Yeah, 10th of the first sector, 10th of the second sector. What's the third sector gap? 23 thousandths. He's slowly faster. It's about a tenth and a half per lap. which isn't enough. Yeah?
It just wasn't appearing on there.
Is what the gap across the line with 3 laps to go is 1.718 seconds on our control monitor up here in the comms box. Glitching on the monitor there.
Nakagami passes Ralph Fernandez for 15th place. Nakagami's getting slowly more up the field.
Where is Nakagami?
15th.
Hey, points for Honda.
Which is very surprising.
I don't think anybody expected that.
I certainly didn't.
Do you know what? I'm going to say something that's a bit controversial here. I don't want Martin or Bagnaia to crash. The gap being 5 points for the championship, going to Mazzano, of all places, for double back-to-back.
It would be very good.
Yeah, that's a better race.
And exciting.
So I'm looking forward to that.
And Bastianini's gap to them is closing down too.
Yeah, I'm just going to check in on Simon Crowfart's Twitter. Simon Crowfart, Simon Patterson. Maddie, don't shoot me.
Well, she can set a new sheep in.
Yeah, Maddie, if you're watching, did you buy a sheep, or have you already had a sheep? I know you had a donkey called Ginger, but still. Simon's just replied to a tweet someone who said, what a boring race. Not every race is going to be a classic, folks. That's very true. But what this race has done is shown us Marc Marquez has still got it with an amazing comeback, and it's kept the title fight alive enough going into the next 2 races.
Yeah.
It's given us an interesting Grand Prix.
Sometimes races like this are needed.
Yeah. Just a boring status quo. That means we have excitement running into the last few races of the year. So I'd rather take the boring race.
If every race is exciting, that would be the average.
100%.
Then we'd be saying, oh, we're bored.
Yeah. I'm wrong, actually. The next race is not in Mazzano. That is going to be for Moto E, Mazzano. Our next race is back to Aragon. 30th of August to the 1st of September. So I believe the same weekend as the Italian Grand Prix. So, oh, hang on a minute. That's Paul Espargaro going through the gravel because he's been forced off the track by Alex Marquez over 10th position. Now, Alex should really get the place back there because he forced him off the track. But Christian Oliveira's got through as well. So what does Alex do there? That's a bit of a... Yeah. The stewards might take a look at that one.
I personally hope that the Italian Grand Prix is won by Carlos Sainz in F1.
Yeah, I do.
Because it'll be his birthday that day.
Oh, yeah. 1 o'clock is the MotoGP race. So looks like you won't be in Aragon. But knowing us, we'll probably do the switch over at some point. So that means I've got 2 weeks to set up the new iMac for live streaming. Fingers crossed it works. If not,
I'm sure it will.
If not, I've got your laptop. And Combox 2 for the remainder.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, it does find recording, but I don't know how it is streaming, so I'll have to set it up for that. Recording was fine. Streaming could be different.
Try it out with private.
Yeah, I'm going to try it out, don't I? See how it goes. Get it all set up, ready to go. Might have to do like FP1 on your... If you could cover FP1, because then I can set up...
We'll talk about this at the time.
Yeah.
I don't have the mental capacity to think about more than what I'm going to have for dinner.
I've just realised this has said Moto 2 the entire race. Did nobody correct me?
I can't see it from here.
This is the problem when the system just doesn't know what it wants to do.
Ralph Fernandez sent for pits.
This is the last lap of the MotoGP race. That's embarrassing. It said Moto 2 the entire time. Anyway, last lap. 25th career win coming for Pecco Bagnaia. Not a bad day and race. I don't know why it said Moto 2 the entirety of the race. I apologise. The graphics have been glitching all day. Into the last corner. It may not have been a thriller, but it gives us a more entertaining championship going to Aragon. Pecco Bagnaia, for the 25th time in MotoGP and for the 3rd straight year running, wins the Austrian Grand Prix of the Red Bull Ring. Jorge Martin is 2nd. Enea Bastianini goes 3rd. 4th for Marc Marquez. 5th for Brad Binder. And I think a round of applause for Marc Marquez there. fantastic comeback from him. 6th, Marco Bezzecchi. 7th, Maverick Vinales. 8th, Franco Morbidelli. 9th, for Aleix Espargaro. 10th, Alex Marquez. Pol Espargaro's 11th. Miguel Oliveira 12th. Pedro Costas 13th. Nakagami 14th. Augusto Fernandez 15th. Rins, that's the last point for Augusto, by the way. Rins 16th for Mir, Quadraro, Miller, Salvadori, Zarco and Bradl, Fernandez and Marini out.
Nakagami got points.
Nakagami did in 14th, 2 points as well. Pol re-overtakes Oliveira. Pol got points. Wild card. And the Italian flag for Bagnaia and a handshake between the two championship contenders out there. That's nice. That's very, very nice.
Morbidelli there too.
Say again?
Between Miller and Salvadori. There was a swap.
Salvadori has been to drop a place. So Miller goes 19th, Salvadori's 20th. So they dropped a place post-race. Megan, I'm going to let you go because you're not well. What did you make of Austria going into 2 weeks' time in Aragon where you won't be there?
I thought it was very good and I'm glad we missed the rain.
I am glad too. Marc Marquez, his fight back?
Slow, steady. Well, that wins the race. So.
Thanks, Megs. Go on. See you in 2 weeks. I'm going to now go and have some food. Have you had breakfast? Megan's had breakfast. I'm just not... Yeah, you look a bit flushed as well. Go on, off you go. Rain clouds are still staying in. Now to do-re-mi for Pecco Bagnaia. Sprint and feature Grand Prix win. Not bad at all. Let's check in with TNT Sports.
Making his best bike and winning, it's all right for him. Over the history of our sport, do you know what? The best riders have ended up on the best bikes a lot of the time. You think of the domination of Mick Doohan on the NSR Honda back in the day when that was the bike to be on. Think of Valentino Rossi. There were periods of Valentino Rossi's career where definitely he was on the best bike and won lots of championships. Marc Marquez, there's certainly periods through those 8 world titles he was on the best bike as well, and we've seen it here with Francesco Bagnaia. You get what you deserve. He's worked hard to get that right. Remember the first year when he moved up to MotoGP, it wasn't that pretty actually. Lots of crashes, lots of strange mistakes, and it'd be easy to sit watching him from the side to go, don't think this man's going to cut it in MotoGP, but he bounced back quickly in his second season.
Do you remember the work he did on cold tyres at the time? That was always the issue, starts of races. And he went out, didn't he, in Misano in the depths of winter, and the people at Misano going, what's he doing? Out on tyres and going fast straight from the off. He worked his socks off, and that's pretty much Bagnaia, isn't it?
It really is, and it's such a risky thing to work on in winter. Yeah, Mark's not happy, you can just tell. Just all that effort, all that work. Tell you what though, we've got Aragon coming next. It's an anti-clockwise track. It's his home race.
Yeah, and do you remember Bagnaia's first MotoGP win, where it came and how it came about?
With a massive battle with Mark, and Mark was on the Honda.
Not sure there'll be a heat-treated tyre though.
No.
At Aragon.
I don't think he'll be too upset, Jorge Martin.
No, I think you said it right. His one thing for him was going to be the start. He said his thumb that he cut in the shower. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it's happened. It actually looked really messy. You see the pictures of it?
No.
He said actually that the clutch wasn't feeling right off the start because it was on the inside of his thumb, and so on the handlebar it was a little bit of a problem for him. But he's done a good job today, Martin. As has Enea Bastianini, 1-2-3 in the championship, 1-2-3 in the race.
Yeah, the solid ride from the beast. Didn't have anything for the other two, did he?
I loved hearing from Hervé Poncharal. We went to get the best rider who's available, and it was him. I just can't fathom for him making the move to, and I know it's not going to be a satellite KTM, but it's the second KTM team. Looking at where things are now, I'm just not sure about that decision. No,
in that deal, you feel like Hervé's done really well, and Bastianini maybe could have had a better opportunity elsewhere.
Well, even staying at Ducati.
Exactly, yeah.
If that was an option, I'm sure it would have been.
Yeah.
I've seen people move out of the factory team and stay on Ducati before. Well, Dominic, a lot of Italians come to this race, not too far actually, to cut through Südtirol, through the mountains, to come up here. So there'll be a good reception. 67,000 fans in today, 150,000 over the weekend. A good turnout, as always. And, you know, we do talk about heroes and national riders. There isn't an Austrian rider in the championship, but they love their motorcycle race. Well, they love their motor racing, don't they, here in Austria? Real proud history and tradition. And it's a great venue to boot. Lucky number 7 in terms of Grand Prix wins this year for Pecco Bagnaia, and he jumps into the arms of his team and family. Wife Demissia there now. Of course, so proud. Inch perfect today. Sister Carola, who looks after all his affairs on a race weekend. Like his shadow, isn't she?
Yeah.
Around there. Can't, you know, from a rider's point of view, Neil, there's nothing better than a win like that, is there?
No.
Getting to the front.
Absolute dominant.
And just not being challenged, showing I am number 1.
I am number 1. They totally controlled it. The gap came down a couple of points in the race by a 10th here and a 10th there. Look at that. I can imagine what he's saying, like, yeah, I'd absolutely nothing for you today. Yeah.
Yeah, he said that
pressure,
yeah. Then the pressure got to the front tyre. I couldn't hear it because it has been a theme of the weekend. The circuit PA system is that loud, you can't hear anything.
I think the highlight for me at one point, though, we know Matt Roberts is here working for the circuit, and we genuinely heard him singing at one point. Unbelievable.
It was a highlight, I have to say. We'll be back with BSB very soon. Pol Espargaro debriefing with what we're told is a lab bike. And look, Brad Binder was 5th today, but he said actually, let's hear from Enea Bastianini first, down in Parc Fermé with Simon Crayford.
Enea, you got the start and the podium. Tell us what happened in the race.
Yes, I think this podium is match my expectation, no? Because also this morning I suffered a bit with the front in the race also, but I was aggressive. I want to stay close to Pecco and Jorge for all the race, but in that race has been a bit difficult, and it's okay. This third place, I think we are improved lap by lap, always better, and I can be satisfied.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations for that. Nothing he could do today, but brought home good, solid podium points. I was just going to say on the KTM that encouraging signs said Binder, riding behind Pol Espargaro with the lab bike, that there's things in there that hopefully in the future will bear fruit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just feel like it needs to be even bigger, obviously, but there are never any big steps. You never find half a second a lap here with something. It's always literally it's a 10th here and a 10th there. If you can find a 10th with something you add on to the bike, if you try a new swinging arm or a new piece of aero, you are doing cartwheels. You're that pleased.
Pedro Costa 13th. Yeah, equals his worst result across the line from Barcelona, which we know, as we know, was an ice rink. So
it felt like a rookie weekend for him, but he will learn from it.
This man's done some learning, and he learned to take second today.
Oh, hey, that looked like a long, hard race. You kept the pressure on, though, Pecco, right to the end. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, there's no excuse. For sure, we improved a bit the start, but yeah, overall a bit frustrated. Today, at least, I thought I could finish with Pecco till the end, trying to fight with him. But yeah, as the laps were going through, I saw that the front temperature was coming super hot. There was some point of the race that I was super close, and then he pulled a couple of 6 or 7 tenths, and from that point I started to feel a bit worse. Then at the end, I tried again to push again. I thought that his tire was maybe more used than mine, but I saw I was maybe 2 on the limit, so I get the second position. It's not what I expected today. I thought to have something else, but this is still so long, so, you know, really nice to race here in Austria. Was fantastic, and hopefully we can improve in the next one.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tried his best, didn't have it anything to match Pecco Bagnaia today. Tried to give it a second go as we suggested he might, and he did this early on.
Yeah.
As we asked, he did everything we asked of him.
Yeah. That shot really shows you the story of the race. He came to shot them with both wheels sliding because he'd really committed into the corners. He missed a lot in those opening laps, but it just wasn't to be. Today was all about one man, Francesco Bagnaia. Perfect Pecco, class act. You know, coming here, he's so good on the brakes. He used that to his advantage.
7th win of the year. He's speaking to Simon Crayfart.
Pecco, we all know how good you are on the brakes and how important that is at the circuit, but you handled that amazing. Tell us all about it.
Was incredible, the pace. I think me and Jorge, we did something unbelievable in terms of speed and consistency. I was trying to do just a little better to compare him every lap to open the gap, because I was knowing that in the last laps in here could happen anything for the rear tire. But very happy 3 times in a row that we are winning here, so it's fantastic. I want to say thanks to all my team and to the academy for their training, for their working we are doing every day, so it's a special day for us.
Awesome job, congratulations.
Down to you, Susie.
Well, untouchable this weekend, and for anybody saying...
It cuts it back and manages to stay in front from that point. So, yeah, they had strong points on different parts of the track. Pecco's braking there was another level and allowed him to stay in front. And then he's got control of the tyre pressure situation, which we spoke why Martin was struggling with a little bit.
Yeah, and Pecco mentioned in his interview there just how fast they were and how controlled the race pace was. I mean, controlled, it was metronomic for Pecco, wasn't it?
Yeah, when he says control, it's using every ounce of rubber, using every mil of fuel in the tank. His rhythm is untouchable. It's like Jorge Lorenzo at his best, but with superior braking. He's a class act in every area of his riding. How he stops the bike, how he turns, how he accelerates, and how he's metronomically consistent. It is so impressive. As Alex said, you've got to give credit under pressure every week delivering such as that.
I mean, at this moment, he's a worthy championship leader. He's won more races on a Sunday, and he's just been so impressive, you know, across this weekend. And recently, it's building now, isn't it?
Yeah, he has, the team have, the package has, the bike has, but you still got to deliver. And on Sunday afternoons, out the front of the race, making no mistakes, he puts himself there and he's delivering. And yeah, it's good to see. He's in his prime, Pecco Bagnaia.
Absolutely. We did wonder whether there could be anything scuppered or pressure applied by Marc Marquez, but from the start, there was a massive issue.
Yeah, unfortunately...
He lost the race, didn't it? It was a shame. As soon as I saw that the bike was not ready, the device was not activated, his race was sort of over, Love.
Yeah, it's like riding a road bike off the line. It's going to take him 3 seconds, 0 to 100, and the rest are going 1 second faster in that same few hundred meters. So game was over for him. He was lucky to stay on board. Most riders, the contact from behind would have knocked his hand off the handlebar, but he's quite strong and sturdy in this instance. Keeps it upright. He had to fight back. He dug deep. Those overtakes down into the chicane on his brother Alex. Clean, a little bit of a block pass, but I think he may have had a podium on the cards today. He always felt that he had the pace in the latter laps, but obviously, as Alex said, game was over from lining up on the line and the launch device not engaging.
Yeah, 5 or 6 really good passes there from Marc. Clearly shows he had the pace over that second group. He would have been in a battle with Enea Bastianini for the podium, but got very lucky on one of the... It wasn't a pass, but he ran into the back of Jack Miller. His arm actually, you know, his elbow was on Jack's rear wheel, so that is close off close. Yeah, it's good to see from Marc, but like I say, the race was over in the first 10 seconds for him.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, he did well, actually, to get up to 4th, I think, ultimately.
You see how disappointed he was at the end, because he felt like it was a chance to be on the podium again.
And I think late race as well, he really felt like he could, you know, fight towards the back end of that.
Yeah, pretty much all weekend they focused towards the last third of the race, and he had it in his arsenal today, but unfortunately he wasn't close enough to strike. A podium was on the cards, but unfortunately it's Enea Bastianini and not Marc up there today.
Yeah, well, it is all about Enea Bastianini. Let's go to the podium, and what a weekend for Ducati.
is, looks like Powell, who works as team coordinator, Paolo Briato, who's going to take the trophy for them. And Enea Bastianini stepping up to make it 3 GP24 Ducatis on the podium. Jorge Martin gave his all, didn't he? His 8th podium of the season in the first 11 races. Good consistency. Those blocks in Jerez and in Sachsenring in Germany costing him. It's Bagnaya's 9th Sunday podium of the year, and it is his 8th in a row. Helmut Marko into
Hello, Helmut.
the trophy to
Wow.
Paula and Ducati.
That's nice to see.
Another Ducati victory here. Again, they are undefeated in main races since Maverick Vinales won at the Circuit of the Americas. Marco Schwarz, world champion, hands over the trophy. It's gear 2. Enea Bastianini. Bastianini's 6th podium of the year. Jorge Martin will leave here having really only lost 8 points in the championship. He's now 5 behind Pecco Bagnaia, who has taken his 7th win of the year in Grand Prix. That matches his total from 2023, his total from 2022, and there are still 9 races to come. Pecco Bagnaia on top of the box yet again here in MotoGP. And if he goes into 8, that would be better than anyone since Casey Stoner on that Ducati.
A fantastic race then here at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria, and it's champagne time. The celebrations can kick in and the atmosphere builds. Champagne time. What a race for Pecco Bagnaia. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix. 2 weeks' time, we head back to Aragon. Join us for all the action at the beginning of September. Thanks for your company. Take care. Bye-bye.